Hello, and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Masiak. Today, grab your coffee, your tea, your smoothie, whatever feels right to you, and come chat with me today. Today is actually our last coffee chat in 2018. And don't worry, I'll be sharing videos the whole month of December with some really amazing, helpful tips in it as well. But I do take off the month of December, or try to. So, yeah, this is our last one together, live at least. And I'm just so happy that you're here. And I just want to take a moment to actually just say how grateful I am. If you watch every week or you watch here and there when you can, I am very grateful for you for following along. And I'd love to hear what you'd like to see and hear more of in 2019. I'm still in the middle of making sure I create content creating for 2019. So please private message me, comment below here. Let me know what you need and want so I can best help serve you. So today, what are we talking about? Other than I want to help you. And that's part of what I'm talking about today is asking for help and delegating. It's another amazing thing to do in the holidays. You know, I know for myself, I always put way more on my plate. Like I mentioned, I take off December. And so my November has been insane trying to fit in everything so I can take off December. And in all honesty, I'm actually working the first week of December because of just shifting things around. You know, life happens being a mom, and it's just looking at where do I want to be, and I don't want to overstress myself out, so I'm just moving things slightly, and half taking off next week, and still doing a little bit of work as well, like planning my 2019, something that's very important. At least for me, I like to close out my year and figure out where I'm going in the new year. However, asking for help is so important. So here are some examples. This past week, my daughter woke up in the middle of the night with croup. If you don't know what croup is, it's the scariest thing ever when you don't hear it for the first time, or when you hear it for the first time. Now, this is our third year having it, so we just kind of know the drill. But it sounds like your child can't breathe, or it sounds like a seal. And it usually happens in the middle of the night. So and because it's hard to breathe, or the more the child panics when they feel like they can't breathe, the harder it is for them to breathe. So whenever this happens, I always share a bed with my daughter. So I was up a lot of the night or out in the cold because cold helps breathing. Anyways, long story short, I was outside a lot in the night and I was up with my daughter a lot. So the next day I decided not to work and just take time with my daughter. Now, in the middle of the night, when this was all going on, my husband said, why don't we call the grandparents? So we do need to take a little bit of planning because his parents live 2 hours away. So if we do want help in the morning, we need to kind of give them a heads up a little bit so they can get here. And I thought to myself, no, I'm an entrepreneur. I get to take the time off. However, so I counterbalance this because I didn't want to say no to help, but I said no to right now. One of the biggest reasons I am an entrepreneur is so I can be there for my kids when they need me the most. And my daughter is sick, and I wanted to be there for her. So I said, no, not right now. However, I am going to have to take a day off work, so I need to shift things. So we might need them later. So sometimes it's great to ask for help, and other times asking for help, definitely a thing. Sometimes we ask for it in the wrong places, maybe, or we don't really think about, does it make sense to me and to my family? And I didn't say no to help. I just shifted it. Same with we always throw a family party for my daughter, her birthday. It's coming up in December. And my husband's like, why don't we ask people to make food? I was like, that's a great idea. So we're not pushing it on people, but we are kind of turning into like a fun, hey, if you want to bring a dish, you can. So there's always ways of having people help you, because here's the thing. Usually the night before my daughter's family birthday party, we're hustling. We got to clean the house. I know one year we actually hired somebody to clean the house. Oh, no, that was for Christmas because I had surgery. But if you're finding you're stressed out in any area of your life, look to see if you can have somebody help you in that area. Or like I did for work, where it's like, I really want to be with my kid. I really want to be with her when she's sick. I could use help at some other point in the very near future in a different way. They get to still play with their kids or their grandkids, and they get to enjoy them when they're actually healthy. So, and they were actually just down on the weekend, but that did not make me stop asking for help, by the way, though. It was really that I wanted to be with my daughter while she was sick. Also, I wanted to take care of me. I wanted to nap. So holidays are here. They're like, or at least fast approaching. Maybe you're already stressed out. What I do is I actually delegate my Christmas shopping to online. I know some people might not like that. Some people want to buy local. And for me, I love shopping online because I don't want to spend hours out in the malls or anywhere else. In lines or anything like that. So it's figuring out what lines up with who you are, doing what feels right to you, and then finding those areas that you could ask for help. Maybe it is getting a cleaning person in this year, or having friends over and doing a cleaning party. I know when we bought our house, I wanted everything painted before everything moved in from our apartment, and it nearly killed my husband. He couldn't drive the car because his hand hurt. So I actually paused, and we had a party. We had a paint party. I invited people over. So sometimes you need to know when to stop and ask for help. Is it worth pushing yourself so hard to get to this point? Just for me, like my November was insane. I've been in like work mode. Like I want to have December off. And then yesterday I sat down going, realistically, how can I fit it in the next 2 days? And I was like, okay, well, I can move this and I can move this. Like they don't even have to be done right now. Because here's a fun thing about me. I usually try to do way more than I actually have time for. So it's being realistic with my time and myself and just not over stressing. And it's like, where can I get help? So today, look in your life. What areas are stressing you out? Like where you don't want to even go, like you don't even want to think about it, or you don't even want to do it because you're stressed out. It's like resistance. It's there, but you don't want to do it. Another example in my life is clutter. I can't stand clutter in our house, but we had so much of it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is driving me up a wall. But eventually I just didn't have the time because I was working, and I just kind of blocked it out. Over the weekend, I asked my husband, like, how about we work together and just do it all together? Doing it by myself was a daunting task. It felt overwhelming. But together with my husband, like we got it done. Like I didn't even know I was decluttering. Like all of a sudden we're working together. The biggest thing is like he was actually bugging me. He's like, I could do it. Like just let me know which ones you want to do. And there's sometimes it's hard to let people help you, and other times it's knowing that they'll just shove it in the basement and you'll see it, like you'll see this mess, the next time you go down to the basement. And other times it's realizing, you can work as a team if you don't want to have somebody do it on their own without you. Again, it all comes back to really listening to yourself, what feels right to you, and know that like you don't just have to ask somebody to like take over making your meals unless you want them to. It's really taking that time to listen to yourself and what works with you and your family. Because asking for help and delegating can look like different things to different people. My husband helps around the house a lot, actually to the point where I am actually bugging him to take some self-care days. The other week, I'm like, okay, I haven't had a me night in a while. Yeah, I'm having a me night. I don't really, well, I did care actually what he was doing. I was like, take some time for yourself because he's overworking. And that's, 11 pieces. It's just, I teach self care and self love, and he's just overdoing it. So, anyways, I know one of the biggest things that a lot of people have a hard time with is asking for help, and you maybe only have a couple sources. For us, we feel like our resources are very limited, and you can feel like I ask my husband for help all the time. And I know sometimes he's overworking. So sometimes it's getting creative. Sometimes it's thinking outside the box. And because I know we have, like, my parents work, so we definitely have had to get creative of asking for help. And it might just be like when you have people over for a dinner that you ask them to bring you something. I know this here at my grandma's house too, it's a potluck. And I'm more than happy to provide food because then I'm like, yay, it's not all on one person. Now, I know some of you might love to cook, and that's okay too. Maybe it's like, bring a bottle of wine, or hey, maybe you can help me with the prepping ahead of time, or any of these things. It's really just getting creative with where you need with how you can have help. And really, I think one of the biggest struggles is knowing where you need help or where you need to delegate. I know for my business, I definitely need to delegate. I need to bring on a team of mamas that are ready to, change the world. And I'm really hoping to be there soon. It's really knowing where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, and then just where those holes are or where your stressors are to really help and change that. So I hope this has helped. Biggest takeaway, listen to your inner voice, your inner guidance. What might look like help to somebody else is different than it might look like for you. And it could even be saying, hey, I don't want to shovel the sidewalk this year. Look into like a neighborhood kid that wants some extra money and needs to shovel, that can shovel for you. It's really about making it could be a win-win for people. Like for me, I know asking my in-laws if they want to take care of the kids, that's a win-win. We benefit because I either get to take time for myself or work, and they get to enjoy their grandkids. They absolutely love hanging out with them. So asking them for help for that is not it's if you're afraid of asking for somebody for help, look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from their perspective. This is definitely the season of giving, but it doesn't have to mean that you give yourself so much or give so much away that you're left with so little at the end of the holiday season. And again, you've probably heard me mention this before, but if you haven't, I have created 12 days of self-love. It's literally 12 gifts that are delivered directly to your inbox every day for 12 days, starting December 10th. There's even a couple bonuses, a visualization and a meditation. And it is designed with busy people in mind, knowing that the holiday season is here. I try to keep their audio recordings that take about 10 minutes, and there's a fun activity to go with it to keep the focus on you for like a half hour in a day. Half an hour out of 24 hours in a day. Okay, maybe we should take out at least 8 hours of sleep. If you are sleeping 8 hours a day, maybe you're not even doing that anymore. Give yourself a little love this season. Give yourself, because this is not just self-care. This isn't like go and have a bath for an hour. Like I took time for this, and I really went back on my self-love journey to figure out what worked for me and what moved me forward, what made me realize that I'm enough to take time for me. And this is really just some fun activities that have helped me along the way that really will help you create a deeper, loving relationship with yourself So then at the holiday season, I celebrate Christmas. So at Christmas for me, I'm not burnt out. And here's the thing, I'm actually doing them with you. I have signed up myself and I'm getting them delivered to my inbox as well because I do find that this time of year, I too fall into the trap of taking care of everybody else. Now, I have been able to manage my calendar a lot better this year, and the snow fell really early this year here. And I decided to decorate our house like mid-November. I don't decorate till December. And so that's done. And I've done most of my Christmas shopping. So this year actually feels pretty good for me. However, it's so easy. So easy to like, oh, but I'll just watch Christmas movies or just fall into, and that's okay too. And then, but then the stressors can come in. So this is really just designed to really keep you in a loving state. So then when the holidays are over or even just beginning for you, you're not stressed out. Because I remember having Christmases where I was just so tired from the prep work of the holiday season. You know, there could be holiday parties, Christmas parties, family gatherings, Christmas shopping, like cookie or baking and cookie, decorating and all this stuff that you get so wrapped into the holiday season that you forget about you. And I've had it before where I've had a Christmas where I literally was yelling. I was burnt out by Christmas. I did all this amazing fun prepping and I lost it at Christmas. I felt burnt out. All I wanted to do was sleep on Christmas Day. I don't want that for you. And I definitely and I really have been working at not having that for myself as well. We all deserve to have a beautiful, peaceful, joyful, amazing holiday season. And it all starts with ourselves. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't love from an empty cup. So, if you are ready to make this year, make this holiday season, and then into the new year, to really start 2019 on a really amazing note, a really amazing, pep in your step, please sign up for this. It's absolutely free. There's nothing at the end of it. It's literally for you, from my heart to yours. Literally free. And I had one more thought and I think it's gone, unfortunately. But yeah, it's absolutely yours free. And I want you to share this because sharing is amazing. And I know what I was going to say. So I have this feeling now. I feel that this year, 2019, is like an amazing year. Like deep down, I feel like there's magic that's going to be taking place. I feel that things are just, we've been kind of, if you've been working on yourself or you've just been really, putting things in place for your goals and really working towards them, I feel like this is a year that the pieces will come together. Like we've been putting a puzzle together and we just can't find those corners, or maybe we've lost a piece, the dog ate it, it went in the garbage. I feel like this is a year that all those pieces just magically figure out how to connect. I feel like this is the year. So let's make sure we're full of love, full of energy, full of joy, and make this amazing, amazing holiday season, and even just bring it into 2019. I went over a little bit. I apologize, but I really want you to have a really, really good holiday season and a happy new year. So again, I'm just so grateful that you're here, and I wish you all the very best. I'm going to put the link to the 12 days in the comments, and I just hope you have the most amazing holiday season and a very happy, amazing new year. From my home to yours, I wish you the most amazing, amazing time, and let the magic unfold in your life. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.